Hello, my name's Sarah and I work at the Upfield Wellbeing Centre, and today I'm doing a video that's for World Mental Health Day, and it's going to be based on working from home and looking after our mental health when we work at home. So the theme for World Mental Health Day is well-being for all. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience of kind of working at home and how I have kept myself well while doing that. So yeah, I was quite excited to do this video because it's been such a huge learning experience working from home in so many different ways. So I'm going to start with some really simple kind of basic things. Like for me, working from home was a learning process in actually getting my setup right. I'm sure I can't be the only person that changed setup a few times. I've got myself a nice chair from head office now, so that is that's just wonderful, because actually my back was really hurting and that really wore me down at the end of the day. So just having things like having my laptop set up in the right place, I look out over my garden, things like that I found really good. For me, it was really important to work from one spot in my home so that my work life kind of wasn't filtering out into my home life. So I had my kids at home for quite a majority of the time, so it was quite a battle of trying to kind of fight for my space in the house. And I maintain that quite well, and that's definitely made a big difference, because at the end of the day I can just shut everything away, put it in my cupboard, and then I don't have to think about it. And I think that switching off element is really important for mental health when working at home, because it's hard to switch off when working from home, and we might feel like, oh, it's just 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, half an hour, and it can really add up. And actually we really need that downtime. I've definitely felt that I've needed that downtime, so that is definitely something that I found really helpful. What else did I put? I put that I have, and this is true, I've actually enjoyed working from home. I think it was a real shock at the beginning, but what it did actually was made me reevaluate my own mental health. So I personally had quite a busy year, and I was working really hard at the Wellbeing Centre and really enjoying it. But I think working from home and just slowing down a little bit for a period of time really gave me time to evaluate where I was at with my mental health. So it was definitely a time for me to maybe seek extra support with things that I've been struggling with, and learning to talk more about things. So that extra space really helped me with that. And I don't know if I perhaps would have picked up on some of those things if I wasn't working from home, because I like to keep super busy all the time and be really focused. And although that's a great kind of attribute to have in a job, I think it's definitely taught me it's really important to recognise burnout, to recognise when anxiety maybe is becoming a bit too much. So I think, yeah, if you're able to use some of this working from home time to kind of reflect on how you feel, like how are you coping, how are you managing everything. I think it's amazing when we slow down sometimes for a little bit, or we're in our home environment, that we pick up on things that maybe I definitely hadn't noticed before. I think I'm feeling slightly anxious about going back into the office. Like I term it anxiety, so I'm excited and I'm anxious. So yeah, I kind of can't wait to go back in, but there's like a little knot in my stomach about it too, quite nervous. And I think that is going to be something that I need to be aware of when going back into the office, like so many of us all going back in. It's just, yeah, being mindful of the challenges of actually being out in the real world again. I think there's a big strain, a lot of pressure and anxiety around that perhaps I hadn't really been aware of before. But I think there are things I've learned about working at home that I would definitely take back into the office with me. So things like making sure that I actually have regular breaks, and sometimes just learning to say no, because in the office quite often it's non-stop, and sometimes it's really important to say no to a meeting for, you know, or delay something, or just put off in a conversation until actually you've had some time to kind of decompress from the last thing you did. I think that kind of creating a little bit of space in between things is something that I've learned from working at home. And I will continue to do that in the office because it's important. And eating regularly, that definitely helps. Although I have to say, I've eaten so much Toblerone. I mean, I literally, this is an empty one. I don't know how good all this sugar is for my mental health, but I've definitely been enjoying it. So yeah, if that, you know, if those were if that was kind of what I was going to say to anyone about mental health and working from home is you know, use it as a learning experience for your own mental health needs. Take breaks, have a good comfy chair and a good workstation, and yeah, just, I don't know, everyone has a different way of doing it, but I think for World Mental Health Day, it's really important that we keep talking about our mental health, that we keep talking to our friends, to our managers and supervision, all those things. I think the more we talk about these things, the easier it becomes, and we learn off each other. And that's one of the fantastic things that I've experienced, has been learning off my peers and hearing other people's experiences. So I think that's something we can definitely bring back into the centres when we go back into them. So I hope this video has been useful and insightful, and please don't judge me for the amount of Toblerone I eat. And yeah, thank you very much. Bye.